3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, 7 o'clock Thursday night, and I think we're actually on time. So it's time for Thursday Night Live at the Gun Shop. I hope everybody's had a good week. Had a nice weekend and all that fun stuff. We're just gonna piddle around and let people get logged on, signed in, show up for the party or whatever we want to call it. I'll be watching Stephanie to let me know when it's time to roll.
Got a couple.
But anyway, I'm glad to have everybody that's coming tonight, and for those that will be listening on Friday morning or later tonight, we appreciate you as well. We've got a good show tonight. We're going to, of course, do our random stuff up front. We're going to talk about some different things that are going on or have gone on, and if there's implications to those and what those implications are, or lessons we can learn from them, or what those lessons are. And then we're going to delve into, this is something I've been getting a lot of questions about. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. But subsonic and supersonic in ammo. And we're going to concentrate tonight a lot on subsonic. See if we can help out with some of the confusion that some of these so-called experts and internet idiots and
gun tubers.
Just there's a lot. It seems like a lot of different disinformation or misinformation or just pure BS that's trying to build up ideas that are actually not good, that are actually very bad. And I think we're gonna have a kind of a dose of realism tonight, and we're going to talk about how it really works. That way, if you're spending your money for a product or something that some guys tell you, oh, you're going to be able to do this, 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 and this. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Yep. And then you go out and try it, and you go out and start trying to use that product or whatever it is, and it's not everything that, it's not even close to being what it was hyped to be. That's just it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of effort. It's frustrating. So we're going to put some information out there tonight. You might want to have a pen and paper. So that doesn't happen to you. We're going to throw some good educational stuff at you, and hopefully some interesting stuff. And then to just as normal, to wrap up tonight, we'll have the cool gun segment. And I think I've picked some
beautiful guns,
really cool stuff for tonight.
John says hi, guys.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
I just saw your text. One is in layaway, one is on the shelf. To answer your text, I'm sorry. I have not had my phone in my pocket today. It was actually laying over under some books on the other side of the computer where I was looking for something and laid it down. And anyway, that's where it's been most of the day.
That is correct.
So are we picking? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. What's the coffee of the night? FAFO.
That seems to be a favorite around here.
You guys have heard me say everything in the world about this one. That's the coffee for tonight. Great blend, wonderful flavor. And I needed something with a little kick me in the butt to get tonight's show done.
And it tastes better if it's in a Craddock Precision coffee mug.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I must say, I think this mug's defective.
Yes, he has been complaining about this mug all day long.
Every time I look around, it's empty. No, I mean...
It must have a hole in it.
So, I think it's defective.
You're going to have to take that up with Craddock Precision.
So, go back and talk a little bit about this past weekend. We were up in Lebanon, Tennessee, at the TFA annual fundraising members meeting or whatever. Make no mistake about it, it's a fundraiser. Seemed like had a pretty good crowd. Pretty good crowd. Heard some really good speakers.
I agree.
I think DeBerry done a great job with what he brought, and of course Mark Green was entertaining anyway. He said some good stuff, but he did it in an entertaining way. We had Pete Hegseth, yeah, nice guy. I thought his take on things was kind of interesting. Really, I think what, and I don't want to take away from him. He was the headline speaker, and he had some cool stuff to say, and really enjoyed it. But I really think some of the things that DeBerry and Eric Pratt brought out were really, to me, the two that, not saying Mark Green didn't do a great job. He did. He laid out some great information. Very good speaker. But yeah, it was a good meeting. It was a good meeting. But guys, I'm going to continue to harp on TFA every week. If you're not a member, go join. These are the guys. If you're not a member of Gun Owners of America, go join. These are the people that are in the trenches fighting for us.
Yep.
They're the ones that literally, if it's something going down at midnight in an underhanded way, these are the guys that's going to find out about it and be there to fight it.
That's right.
It was
Hi, Harry.
and they're out there, after Eric Pratt finished his speech, he and I had a long conversation.
Yes, you did.
And, he said just, a couple of days prior to the event, he and his wife were felt kind of like being like missionaries in a foreign country. And sometimes they just felt so isolated and alone in the fight.
Yeah.
And, that's sad. But, I hope that he found the assurance from us that they're not alone in that fight. And, I've seen John kind of echo the same thing. And both these guys are heads of great organizations. Richard Archie is a forever warrior. I mean, this guy don't stop. He's like a freaking bulldozer or killdozer. He just keeps going.
Yes, he does.
And these two organizations, if you're a gun owner, if you just love the Constitution of the United States, you should be a member of these two organizations. I don't get paid a penny for this, people.
Nope.
They don't know I'm on here doing this. This is strictly us talking. You know, like I said, I'm not a paid. I pay for my memberships. I send donations, just like you would be if you join.
Exactly.
I have no monetary benefit at all from promoting these organizations, and wouldn't take it if they offered. I'd tell them put it back in the fight.
Yep.
So TFA, GOA, if you're not a member, be a member. And you know, one of the big things everybody talked about this weekend, it's not just getting out and voting. You know, you hear that every election cycle. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. About 11 or 12% of the population is generally what shows up to vote. Mm-hmm. But this year, this election cycle, it's critical. It's don't just go vote. Make sure the people in your circle are registered to vote and are educated. Not from the idiot box, not from the lies, either left or right, but educated.
Sean Sisson says, hey, what's up?
Hey, brother. So, you know, TFA, GOA, be a good guy, join up. It's not expensive.
Not at all.
How much was...
GOA.
I think you renewed mine while we were there, and it was
$25 a year.
Yeah,
$25 a year.
And if you go to Goals, like Goals is going to happen again next year. Mm-hmm. You know, Eric's already told me they're doing it next year. This year was a screaming success.
We need to be there.
And we're already talked about having a WHMC booth. He's supposed to be getting back with me on pricing and that kind of thing. But let's say you want to go to Goals when it comes up next August, and it's going to be a great... It's like going to SHOT Show without the headaches of SHOT Show. Your GOA membership gets you through the door.
That's right.
$25. If you show up there, your membership gets you through the door. You know? And, you know, they're not the guys that pound you. It's not like Wayne LaPierre's NRA, where every 32 seconds somebody's pounding you for money. Like a lot of us got numb to that and got sick of it and got tired of it and just didn't want to fool with it anymore. And I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But neither one of these two organizations are that way. So think about them, join them, be part of them, support them, because they're supporting you. So moving on from that, let's talk about Jackson today. Guys, really. Dude comes out of... He come out of where? What was it?
Sam's.
Sam's. Yeah, guys at Sam's.
In his car.
In his car, supposedly got a carry permit, legally carrying a gun, and shoots himself unintentionally.
Yes.
Unintentionally. There are so many questions there. But do you want to bet? You want to be guaranteed that the rules of gun safety were broken?
Of course they were. Because he accidentally shot himself. Of course they were broken. If you hadn't broken them, it wouldn't happen.
So, 4 simple rules.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, look. When you take up the responsibility to carry a gun, it is a responsibility. Everybody says I got a right. Yes, you have a right. The Constitution says you have the right to keep and bear arms, but you also have a responsibility to do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Constitution don't say you have these rights and you can be an absolute dumbass and there's no repercussions. It says you have the right to do it, but you have to do it responsibly.
Yep.
When you put a gun on as to carry it, why would it be out of the holster unless there was an incident?
Correct.
Why?
Keith said that pink shirt looks good on you. Thomas.
You could have told me that face to face.
Would have meant more. Right?
Yeah, I could have pinched his cheek or something. I mean, really, why is the guy's gun out? Why is his finger on the trigger?
Does he have a crappy holster?
Doesn't even have a holster. How many folks you see running around here, they've got the cheapest Uncle Mike or whatever piece of crap they got at Walmart or the dollar store, or they don't even have a holster, and they're going...
just sticking it in their pocket.
Just sticking it in their pocket.
In the waistband.
I mean, one guy stood here and lectured me on why you should never have a pocket holster.
What, you just stick it in your pocket?
Just, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness.
So...
Keith said he was too shy.
Yeah, those don't go in the same sentence. But, really, why is the guy got his gun out? Why is his finger on the trigger? Why is he pointing it at himself? Guys, listen to me. Be responsible and carry responsible. You know, we don't know if the guy had a holster or not. We don't know if he had a quality holster or not. I've got suspicions.
Mm-hmm.
I've got suspicions.
Hi, Kathy.
I've got suspicions, but regardless of that, you don't do that. Quality holster. Keep the trigger covered. Keep your gun put up if you're not having to use it. There's no reason to have your gun out in public, even if it's in the car, if there's not an incident that demands you draw your gun.
And dude, if you're actually watching the video, come see us.
No.
Yes, he needs to come see us.
He needs to be educated. He's a dumbass.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to come see us so he can be educated.
I've used 2 curse words tonight, and that's just not good. They're the same one. But guys, good holsters.
Very cool, Kathy.
Keep them put up. If you draw it, keep your finger off the trigger. Don't point it at yourself. I really shouldn't have to be doing this. I mean, really, this is... How does that look on all of us? I mean, stop and think about it. You know the media is against us. You know the media is against people's individual rights. We know everybody wants to play up everything they can. Why do stupid stuff?
Greg Woolley says, I'm really partial to leather and find that kydex to be uncomfortable when outside the waistband. Even outside the waistband.
Brother, I agree with you. I wear leather every day.
I like both.
I've got a couple of kydex I use on, like a heavy, like duty type belt or battle type belt.
Johnny Carter's asking about the coffee. He missed the coffee. What kind of coffee?
Oh, we're doing FAFO. Because apparently that guy was messing around with his pistol today and found out.
Yes. Yes.
Don't be like him. Please don't be like him. We don't need any
you
more
know,
dummies out there causing problems for the rest of us.
he can contact us and we'll point him to the videos of, your gun safety videos
Yes.
we have over on YouTube.
And we will be adding to that. Guys, the YouTube channel's up. We're filming. We're getting ready to film some more of the gunology and gun safety videos. We're trying to break it down and make it simple. We're putting content out there that you can get to absolutely free of charge. It's even if I'm doing it, I didn't come up with all these lesson plans. Okay, this is not something Tom invented. I'm just passing on information that's tried and true. So we know we're giving good information. We know we're giving solid information. We know we're giving information to keep people safe. And
Glenn Robinson says Galco Summer Special, his favorite and most comfortable holster.
Second favorite. Inside the pants holster. Second favorite. I like Summer Special, just a little thick. I've carried one many a mile. And what's up, Glenn? Stranger.
He watches almost every week.
Yeah, but he never comes see us anymore.
I know. He's
stuck up.
Yep, he don't love us no more.
His truck forgot how to get here.
Oh.
What? What?
Nothing. You're jabbing at him.
I am.
He says he's thin. You said that the holster may be too thick, but he said, but he's thin.
Yeah, that might work. It's my second favorite. I think I've still got 7 or 8 of them. So, guys, look. This guy at Sam's, don't be that guy. Really, don't be that guy. We don't know the circumstances surrounding it.
Nope.
But, like I said, unless you're being attacked, unless there's some specific overriding reason that means you need to take your gun out of your holster, leave it in the holster. And make sure you have a holster. A quality holster.
We have those. Glenn says he's going to surprise us.
Great. Be a pleasant surprise. So, let's make a learning experience out of this. Do everything you can not to be the dude at Sam's.
Yep.
Okay? If you need help getting there, come see us, call us. We're happy to help.
And we have many options from, fairly inexpensive.
Yeah, you don't have to necessarily now, some people, you don't have to spend a fortune. Just buy smart.
Right.
Just buy smart. Now we're going to move on from that one. And, yeah, they had an argument on the TV there the other night. They called it a debate. But, Satan's spawn.
Oh, goodness.
She was up there and, oh, boy. God only wrote 10 things down in history. Mm-hmm. And one of them was about lying.
Oh, my goodness.
I think she blew that one. But anyway. Guys, don't fall for that. That side of the political aisle are avid anti-gunners. Their history speaks for itself. All of a sudden now, they're having to try to backpedal on stuff they've said, but all they're trying to do right now is say what they need to say to get somebody to vote for them, and then do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So don't fall for it, and don't let people around you fall for it. Okay? Just don't.
Unfortunately, not everybody listens to us.
Okay, let's talk about NFA for a minute, because I want to get on to the subsonic stuff. Let's talk about NFA for a minute. Silencers, SBRs, that kind of thing. Still, we're getting pretty good turnaround time. Still getting good turnarounds. SBRs are coming back good. Mm-hmm. It's September now, so, expect to see a little pickup even more pickup in sales. Okay, across the country. I'm not necessarily talking about
Yes.
right here, but I'm talking about across the country as fall comes in and people are out, and there's still people that don't realize that the suppressor times have changed and that kind of thing. So if you want one before hunting season, it might be wise to start getting motivated. Okay, don't know that that wait times will increase. Not saying they will.
We know nothing.
Okay, I am just kind of thinking logically. A lot of people don't realize, because the only time they're at the gun shops right around hunting season. The only time they're really engaging in this, and when they find out, you're going to see some of them start buying. Again, I'm talking about nationwide, not WHMC.
Right.
And I could actually see that, causing a spike. We see spikes in gun sales and everything else going into that time of year. So if that's something you want to do before hunting season, might get motivated toward it. And the other thing, remember, the people that now occupy the White House have got this thing going where if you're between the ages of 18 and 20, you're put into a 10 business day hold when you purchase a gun.
Yes.
So that could be 15, 16 days, actually. Something like that. So if you're in that 18 to 20-year-old group and you're thinking about getting a new shotgun for duck season or rifle or whatever, you probably need to be acting on that.
Oh, yes.
Because here we are, we're at September 12th. So we're nearly halfway through September. That you need, I would be acting on that. The one today, we did one today
He
for
was
a young
20.
man. Huh?
He was 20.
Okay, but what was his pickup date?
24th-ish.
So about 12, 13 days.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, real days.
Yeah.
So be aware of that, okay? Yes, the court said it's illegal. Yes, it's supposed to have been, but they're still enforcing it. For those of you that are looking for the small ones, the wee ones, where we need to get, small framed rifles and things in their hands and guns they can handle. Remember, for now, braces are back on the table. Okay? Braces are back on the table. So,
John's asking, is that only for the first-time buyers?
One time I've heard other than that. The rest of the time I have heard if they're between 18 and 20, they're putting them in a hold.
Yeah.
So, John, I really don't know.
Seeing a lot of new names on here that I've not seen before, so
Wonderful. So it's it's a crock of crap. It's actually, we've had 2 federal judges rule that that couldn't do this shit. I don't know why. I don't even know why the state of Tennessee complying with it. It's garbage. But
Diane asked, can anyone buy braces?
The brace itself. So, that gives us some options to work with the little ones. And so, again,
Zach said, put $1 in the swear jar, Tom.
I'm going to charge it to Zach.
Okay.
It would be $3 at this point, Zach. We talked about silencers, SBRs. We talked about the spike, the possible spike. I'm not saying there's going to be, but the true possibility of seeing an uptick.
We're well stocked on suppressors.
Yes.
Please.
If you guys are thinking about it right now, we are well stocked. Probably got more suppressors right now we've had any time since January.
Yes.
And good stuff. Not just fill in, getting something on the shelf stuff. We've actually pursued it hard enough and long enough that, some of our orders are catching up and we're getting good stuff on the shelf. I see Huxworks Venoms. I see
Velos. We've got Omega 36Ms.
46.
Hybrid 46Ms.
See some Maxims. I see some
JKs. A couple of Gemtechs.
Huxworks.
ABs.
Asteroid.
Taxol.
Yeah. So right now,
Air.
pretty dang good selection.
Tom Gray, I wish I knew.
What's that?
He said, "Where's mine?" We're gonna have to ask the ATF on that one. I don't know.
So we've talked about that. Okay. Radio ad.
Hold on a minute. Where are we with bump stocks now? We've got that question.
Bump stocks are back on the table. That was struck down. ATF knew it was overreach anyway.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that, Tom.
So bump stocks are back on the table. I mean, and I'll say here what I've said since they overturned it. Bump stocks are not a big deal. I don't think we ever sold one in here, but I'll fight. They're a gimmick. If you want to go have a good time, they're not much. But I'll fight till the death if anybody tries to ban them. Personally, don't want one, but
yeah.
I'll fight to death to make for somebody else's right to have one.
We're definitely getting out there tonight. I don't know what's different tonight, but
great.
A whole lot of new people.
Great. Okay, so moving on. Anybody got any NFA questions?
That's suppressors.
Short barrel rifle, short barrel shotgun, suppressors, machine guns. Anybody got any questions there? There's a few machine guns starting to float around that are transferable.
Mm-hmm. I believe I saw one recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's a few transferable machine guns starting to float around. Which there's probably more floating around right now than I've seen in a bit. I don't know if it's some of the older folks passing away or what, but we're talking about legal transferable NFA guns. And some pretty decent stuff.
Mm-hmm. Georgie said, me.
I'm just not even going to comment. I'm not going to comment. Somebody had a 1919 in her office. Although it wasn't a machine gun.
No.
Okay, so if we got nothing else on NFA, I'm going to move on, hit these two things real quick and get into the subsonic stuff, okay?
Go right ahead.
New radio commercial is supposed to drop tomorrow.
I did hear a little bit of that tonight.
Okay.
Earlier today.
And the balance of this month, we're going to be running specials on do-it-yourself rifle kits. We've done some videos to show you how. And we will help you. But we're going to be doing some specials on picking out an action and barrel and get the barreled action together. And so we're going to be doing some specials on that between now and the end of the month. Inquire inside the store for details, because that's a lot of what this, a lot of it's going to depend on you.
Mm-hmm.
But we got some good stuff. I've intentionally kind of hoarded some actions up and some different barrels up to be able to do this. Because I'm going to tell you guys, when you when you build your own and you go out and you use it and you're successful, whether it's, you know, shooting a really great group on a piece of paper or hitting steel at extended ranges or popping a whitetail, it is different. It's so much more rewarding. You get this feeling, this high that I can't explain to you. And it's the good kind of high, you know. So, you know, what we want to do is, I've had a lot of opportunities in my life to experience that with the rifle I built or the handgun I built and the ammunition I put together, and go out and win a match or kill a deer or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that opportunity a lot, and it's still very satisfying. But I want other people to be able to share that. So, and when you talk about like heirloom guns, you know, that's the kind of stuff you can build and pass down, and
Yep.
you know, mean something to your family. So anyway, doing a special on that the rest of the month. Also, we do have caps and T-shirts in. So
Yes, we do.
and some patches, caps, T-shirts, and patches
Yes.
are in. You should be able to find those soon on the website or here in the store.
Yes. The caps are up there. T-shirts need to get up there.
And the patches.
And the patches.
So that gets through the random stuff. We had a lot of random stuff tonight.
Almost 40 minutes.
Or did I ramble?
No, you didn't ramble.
Had a lot of random stuff now. So let's talk about, we hear ammunition, we hear people talk about supersonic and subsonic. First, let's define terms. Supersonic means it goes faster than the speed of sound.
Mm-hmm.
Subsonic means it stays below the speed of sound. So for argument's sake, for conversation's sake, I know, before somebody tells me, altitude, barometric pressure, everything matters when you're trying to establish what's sub and super, down to the minutest detail. Okay? But we can't sit down at each person's shooting table and figure that out. So the accepted number is 1,050 feet per second. Okay? And that's the number we're going to use tonight, 1050. So when we're shooting supersonic, velocity matters. Velocity makes a lot of difference in what happens. Okay? How fast that bullet's going makes a big difference because of 1,000 different factors, and we can do a whole show on supersonic. But tonight I want to concentrate primarily on subsonic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And subsonic, everything starts at the same speed. Roughly, we're starting everything at the same speed. We're trying to hit 1050. Okay? So if we're starting everything at the same speed, while velocity is somewhat relative, it's not nearly as relative or as relevant as it would be in a supersonic round. So what is relevant? Size. Size matters. No matter what they say, size matters. Okay, if we start a 300 grain bullet at 1050 or we start a 500 grain bullet at 1050, the 500 grain bullet, it's bigger, it's going to hit harder,
Mm-hmm.
and depending on what calibers they are, it may be a bigger hole.
Yep.
So when we talk about subsonic, size matters. Weight matters. I was reading through some stuff today, and it's like, 8.6 blackout it's not quite as strong as the 338 Federal, and it's not quite as this as the. that damn cartridge ain't as good as anything.
You went there, didn't you?
Do what?
You went there,
I
didn't
did.
you?
I mean,
You said you weren't going to go there.
I'm not gonna go there.
But
But
you
it's
went
like
there.
the more I read about it and look at it, it's like this thing has one thing. It's got great marketing.
Well, sometimes great marketing is...
But it's kind of a piece of crap cartridge. Anyway, when you start out at 1050, size matters. If you've got a 30 caliber bullet and a 50 caliber bullet, one's going to punch a bigger hole than the other.
Of course.
Okay?
Yes.
The heavier one's going to have more momentum, right? So there's a thing called the Taylor TK, the Taylor knockout scale. Okay? And I don't know if we can get this or not. But there's a couple of ways of figuring things out. If you want to figure out kinetic energy the way the factories do, they take, velocity squared times bullet weight divided by the constant of 450,240. And what?
You got letters and numbers together? I don't do that.
Well, the answer to the equation would be the kinetic energy that round is producing.
Denny Stowe is asking, isn't that the new military round?
What?
8.86, I think.
No, it's 6.8.
6.8's the new military.
It's a 6.8 or the 277 Fury in the civilian world. But now, if we look at Taylor TK or the Taylor knockout scale, okay, this is dependent on velocity. Velocity is squared. Here, it's velocity times bullet weight divided by 10,000. And you'll come out with a number, and the higher that number, the better its score.
Okay.
So the better it should be at stopping things. This was developed for dangerous game. So the better it should be at stopping a rhinoceros or a hippopotamus or
Yes.
an elephant or
Hey, Eric.
that kind of
Said
thing.
hey.
Huh?
Eric said, hey. He says, I'm late.
You are late.
Ferguson.
Hey, brother. Glad to have you tonight. Hopefully you'll get to join us. So when we're working with, so when velocity starts becoming less relevant, okay, we can go to the Taylor knockout theory to predict how well this is going to work. Okay.
Okay.
Have I lost everybody yet?
No.
So if we're looking here, and we'll take velocity times bullet weight of 400. Oh, I need a calculator.
You want me to hand you that one?
I'll just walk off the camera for a minute.
I will hand it to you.
Okay, so we got velocity times bullet weight. So we're going to take 1050, and we're going to do times 400, and we're going to divide that by 10,000. And we get a 42.
So is that good or bad?
That's excellent.
Okay.
For what we're doing, we're trying to predict how good a chance does this have of stopping something,
Okay.
of a large predatory animal.
Okay.
So we get a 42. Okay, give you an idea. Let me put that in perspective. Put it in perspective. Let's use 9mm. Okay. let's do 1,150 feet per second times 115 divided by 10,000. Whoops. Sorry, y'all, I hit a wrong button. 115 times 1150 divided by 10,000. Okay. A 9mm score is a 13.2.
So it's not going to do as much damage.
It's not going to,
No, as compared to that. What would be a perfect score?
I don't know that there is a perfect score.
I was just wondering if there was an area that...
I mean, the higher that you get it, with this, you start saying, okay, even with this velocity, but your bullet weight in this would still be adequate for warthogs, pigs.
Those are ugly. You got one hiding right over there.
I wouldn't be out there hunting a damn elephant with it.
Zach said 308 would be a perfect score.
Well, let's see how 308. We'll do 2,600 times 168 divided by 10,000. Okay, so a 308 supersonic load. Okay, supposedly one of the best loads ever made. 168 grain bullet, 2,600 feet per second. Scores 43.68.
Sounds pretty good.
It is. But you see how bullet weight changes things?
Oh, yeah.
Here we got 1050. Here we had 2,600 and 168 grain bullet. And we only get a 43.8. 43.6, which is, but that shows size matters.
It does.
Okay, if we run the other numbers on this, okay, let's take this load, 1050 squared times 1050 times bullet weight, which is 400, divided by 450,240 equals about 1,000. 980 to 1,000 pounds of kinetic energy. Now, when we do that with 308, here's where you're going to see velocity show out. 2,600 times 2,600 times 168 divided by 450,240 equals 2522.
Greg Willie said, impressive formula. Diane says, so if a rhinoceros was running towards the house, what do I need to use?
Something that starts with a 7. 700 nitro.
Well, if there's a rhinoceros in Humboldt, Tennessee, we got issues.
577 T-Rex, maybe.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So, up here, this becomes, what I'm trying to show you guys, this becomes velocity. When velocity becomes less relevant, bullet weight and actually bullet diameter become more important. Because now we're not, although we can make bullets expand here, we can make them expand really nicely here, to tell you the truth, with today's technology. Still, when we start talking about subsonic, bigger bullets blow bigger holes.
Adrian said, I don't know, I didn't know we had a math class there. You know what, dude? You shouldn't have missed the beginning of class, and you would know what was going on.
Aaliyah's birthday is in 2 days.
Okay. Happy early birthday, Aaliyah.
So, I say all that to say, when we're looking and people are talking about subsonic, subsonic this, subsonic that, and you hear these guys, I'm shooting animals at 400 yards with my fill in the blank. Okay? He may be. And I know guys that have successfully done this.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you, the ones I know that have successfully and humanely and ethically done it are some of the very best shooters I have ever met. They're using equipment that they had made especially for the job. Every round that goes through there is heavily and is as perfect as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear these guys on the internet and on in the different places. Take my fill in the blank. Usually it's been a cartridge I said I wouldn't talk about nasty tonight. Here lately. And I'm killing deer at 500 yards. Well, okay. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. But unless you're one of the very top shooters with a great gun, you're being irresponsible. And you're promoting very bad behavior. And you're promoting the kind of behavior that makes people turn against hunting and shooters. Because you're trying to talk people into doing things that are irresponsible. Lobbing 500 grain. Does it have enough energy? Okay, I wrote down some numbers. Okay, yes, it can be done. If we take a 375 Raptor, okay, and we launch the 400 grain Maker bullet at 1,050 feet per second, it's still holding nearly 700 pounds of energy at 500. And the bullet's probably going to open a little bit. The odds are heavily on your side that the bullet's going to open a little bit. If we go to the infamous 8.6 Blackout, it's about 200 pounds less energy than the 375 Raptor at the same range. So maybe, it's in the really, I think I've seen upper like 450 to 470 range. But it's only throwing a 250 to 300 grain projectile. And, to give you comparison, 300 Blackout running a 220 is down to about 156 pounds of kinetic energy at that range. So, well, yes, at least the Raptor's still holding, and maybe you could argue the 8.6 is holding energy enough. What it takes to make that shot, your bullet flight time, figuring the drop ain't that hard. That's the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
Figuring your wind with the flight time, as long as that's going to take, is, So my point is, guys, what I'm going into all this about is, don't buy into pipe dreams. Yes, there are ways, if you're in certain situations and it's specialized and you're doing everything right, these things are possible. But don't get your hopes and dreams up that you can go buy the latest, greatest thing they're talking about on the internet and they're telling you how they're shooting things. Do you realize the arc something's got to take at that to hit 500?
Goodness.
I mean, the bullet's nearly going to be coming in like this.
Mm. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right. Now, if we're shooting still targets and we're popping paper,
yeah,
and we're having fun, go for it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let's stretch it out some more,
Yeah.
Great. But what I don't want to see is irresponsible behavior shooting deer. So let's get back to this. And subsonic, when you're looking at subsonic stuff, guys, size matters. If you're going to use it for, like I know some guys that want to use them for use subsonic stuff shooting hogs, wild hogs, so they can lay more down at a time. Okay, that's great. There's several that are well suited for that within their confines. Now, if you're just out there shooting for the fun of it,
why not?
And you're just trying to have a big time, what's it matter?
Harry said it's purely unethical to do those kind of shots.
Yeah, and I'm not, just trying to have a gripe session.
You're just trying to educate people.
Well, I'm trying to educate. Subsonic size matters, regardless of what all these guys with their own axe to grind on there are hollering. Size matters, because when you take velocity and put it on an equal kill, where it's not really a deciding factor anymore. Now it's all about diameter, weight. Diameter and weight. Now, I read one thing where they're arguing about the ballistic coefficients with subsonic stuff. I'm sure it has a relevance. I'm sure it has some relevance. But not to that huge extent. A bullet's ballistically more stable. It's more stable in the air. Yes, it can fly more accurately, so you may get some better accuracy out of it. But it's not necessarily going to get you more range. So just remember, when we're starting, and with subsonic, we're starting about 1050. Okay? If you're going to shoot critters, quite frankly, bigger is better. If we go back to the before expanding bullets and all that kind of thing, the only way they had to get a bigger hole in things, because a lot of times by the time the bullet got to where they were shooting, it was subsonic, right?
Yep.
Was to make a bigger bullet, and that's basically what's going to be effective with subsonic.
Right.
Now there are some guys doing some wonderful things with bullet technology. And there's some bullets we can see that we expand very reliably at subsonic velocities that are made for that, and that's great. But they still have to stay within a window. Okay. And figuring out that window and where we can responsibly shoot. If we're shooting at else, like I said, if we're shooting at metal, if we're shooting at steel, if we're shooting at paper, if we're shooting at tin cans,
just have fun.
Just have fun. Try to shoot a subsonic bullet a mile. You could eat a sandwich before it got there. But just show common sense and understand, just because some guy that may be a professional shooter or whatever else is out there hollering about what he can do, and they're showing it on film, ask yourself, how many times did they shoot that shot before he hit it?
Exactly. Because I guarantee they are not going to be showing you all the not so great shots.
Most places aren't like us. We show you everything. It's raw, it's live.
Yep.
When we can. Now, occasionally we have to film it because we just don't have enough signal.
Yep.
Sometimes, especially at the range.
Yes.
To get it out, and most of you guys aren't going to be able to watch it at like 9:30 in the morning.
Correct.
So subsonic, just remember, stays below the speed of sound. Heavier bullets create more energy. If we're talking about using them for purposes of shooting critters. Okay? If we're, or even loading in a gun that would possibly be a home defense weapon. Other than that, heavier bullets are going to fly better. You know, if you're shooting for targets and that kind of things, in most cases, depending on the rate of twisting your rifle, and you know, we could do a whole show on that. Heavier bullets tend to do better when you're running subs, but like, man, if you just try to get some stuff to go shoot at the range, and you know, all they got's like 168 grain 308 subs. Take them to the range and enjoy them. I've not yet figured out why some of these people make lighter weight bullets in subs, but they do. Or if you're using some, you know, like some guys, hey, there's some of this stuff that they're making expanding bullets for in subsonics that can be used for people with recoil sensitivity.
Terry Lee says, hey, Tommy.
Hey, Terry. And that's great because it allows those people to get out and get in the game and shoot and hunt. Just remember to be responsible. Keep it within the real world range, not fairyland. Okay? Anybody got any questions or any comments about what we were talking about here? If not, we're going to move on to the cool gun segment. So I about kept y'all long enough. First up tonight is, this is an old Colt police, official police, I'm sorry. 38 special. You know, looks like one of many that were made, but this one's kind of cool because it left Colt and went to Milan, and was issued through the Arsenal for their security, and it's got their number scribed on it under here.
That's very cool.
This was one of the World War II, during World War II, one of the guns that went out there. And was apparently carried and used to protect the Arsenal.
Cool.
And we got the letter from Colt to verify everything, and just a neat old piece. Local history that you can put your hands on, and old gun's still tight and in time. Shows a little wear, but locks up tight. Barrel's good. Just a neat piece.
And date of manufacture was?
I believe this one was, this is 1943.
All right. I thought I saw it on there, but I couldn't read it.
This is 1943. You can see there the markings on the...
That's very cool.
So, cool gun number one. Colt Official Police, World War II security pistol for Wolf Creek.
Very cool.
And that's probably the newest gun we got up here. Let's go over to this one. This is a little gun that most people have never heard of. It's called a 22 Extra Long. It was made by Maynard. It was actually a centerfire cartridge. Let's flip that front sight back up. You can tell it was a rifle for target or precision shooting with the flip up sights here, or you could take it down, bring the tang sight up there. If you look at that front sight.
Very cool.
Really cool rifle. This one made in the 1880s. So an early centerfire cartridge, and we're gonna try to run some ammo down for it and maybe get some shooting.
That would be cool.
So that's a neat old gun.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's one.
This one's gorgeous.
Show you guys what empty. This gun is strange.
But it's beautiful.
It is. It absolutely is.
There we go.
As you can see, it's an over and under.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 20 gauge and 45 Colt. Nobody in Europe shoots a 20 gauge and a 45 Colt.
Somebody did.
Apparently. So this gun, somebody special ordered this gun. Made by one of the well-known makers over there, Oppenheimer. Just a very strange gun. Wonderful old gun.
It's pretty.
Really neat old gun. And just something you don't see every day. So
I've only seen one.
Hopefully, some of these older stuff that we're showing you guys, if we can get, because it's going to take a few days for us on the range to shoot all the video that we want to shoot. And then here we go. 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 We can see she's empty, right?
All the way through.
Okay. Colt, 1878 hammered side-by-side shotgun with Damascus barrels.
And I wish y'all could see how pretty these barrels are.
And that Damascus is really nice.
Gorgeous.
Wood's nice on this gun. Made in 1883. Barrels are good. You get a nice lively sound out of them. You can see the old gun locks up tight.
Disregard what's on the back of the tag.
I have no idea what that is. That's
old.
Of course, it's 10 gauge.
Yes.
And no, you cannot put 3.5-inch magnums in it. That would not work out well for you or the gun.
How long is it?
How long's the barrels?
Mm-hmm.
The barrels are 27 inches. Just a neat gun. 5 years old. This gun was made in 5th year of the production of them. Well, it's 1878. They really didn't get started good till 79. So probably 4th year production. And screw heads are good. I wish you guys could. Can we get it? Can they see? Is that?
Yeah, you can see pretty good. I mean,
is that Damascus showing up pretty?
I believe so. The over and over?
Huh?
I don't know. Over and under, yes.
What about?
No, that's side by side.
This one's side by side.
Oh, she's asking how long the barrels were on the.
Oh, on that gun. Oh. What? Give me just a second, because I don't remember. That's why they make tape measures.
Denny said that 10 gauge would be a kicker.
About 27 1/4. Yeah, but probably not as bad. Not like we would think of it today, because this, of course, is going to be the old black powder. What? 2.5-inch black powder 10 gauge loads. Which, yeah, I may still get your attention. By all means. So, that's the cool guns for tonight.
Very cool guns.
And guys, I appreciate everybody that's been in here with us. I hope I've told you something that's useful to you or that you've enjoyed your time. Again, remember, we are so throttled back on here. The only way that we get out is if you guys share. You know, it don't even take much effort. Just hit the button. But the more you share and comment and do that kind of thing, maybe we can get some of the restrictions off of us and reach more people.
And it's free to do that. It doesn't cost a thing.
About 3/4 of a second. But that's what I've got for tonight.
Yes, we do.
What?
Terry Lee asked, do y'all redo guns?
Yes. Every day. Every day. So, with that, guys, thank you. We appreciate your being here. We appreciate everybody that's here. We do this for you guys. We got to get some more videos shot for YouTube on the Gunology and Gun Safety series. Go over, check it out. We need 2 more. Just 2 more subscribers on YouTube so we can stream live there at the same time we're streaming live here. Just 2.
2 people.
Two
Go
people.
and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please.
So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. I hope we're throwing out stuff that you like hearing and that helps.
Harry said, thank y'all. Enjoyed it, especially the old guns.
Harry, always good to hear from you, my friend. Always good to hear from you. So, as always, my friends.
Thank you, Terry Lee.
God bless America. And God bless you.